Hola, hello. Feeling much more sober today. Much more grounded. Way more grounded. Which is actually a very nice feeling. Being that airy fairy that high up, it's uncomfortable because it's out of balance. But that's the beauty of it. Well, I said I think in the last video, it's not really out of balance, it's coming back into balance. Because one thing I've discovered in making these videos is maybe the reason why I do make them. I never really understood it, I just followed a Gnost or a knowingness, and that's what I did. I said to make videos, and I didn't understand why. I said just talk about something you're passionate about, and don't care about it. Don't worry about it, don't expect anything from it. And I've been making them for almost a year and a half, I think. I'm not sure, I think I started September of last year before. I don't know. Horrible dates and trying to remember them. But what I've realized in these videos, not by watching them, I don't really think they're watchable. I never have. That wasn't the point of it. Never made them so people would watch them and go, "Oh wow, you're such a great person. You made such wonderful videos." Who gives a shit? I made them for myself, for the enjoyment of myself, for the passion of myself, for the experience of myself. If someone else gets something from them, great. If they don't, that's awesome as well. Because these videos have really been a safe space for me. It's where I go out and just get extremely passionate and get into expression. It's always been a non-mental thing. Very non-linear, very abstract. The videos are always kind of all over the place. They're random, they're rambling, they're just everywhere. There's not a lot of structure with them. And at first that bothered the human part of me, because you could say there's two things going on here. You have the facade of the human, the human that I've always been, that's been very serious, the human who was very grumpy and actually really didn't like airy-fairiness, didn't like spirituality, didn't like all the stuff that comes with it, all the things, because this human was trying to protect itself from the other part of itself, that airy-fairy part of it, that part of it that is abstract, that part of it that is timeless, spaceless, that part of it that's innocent and doesn't see anything as pain or hurt. But this part of the human did. It's all pain, it's all hurt, it's all fear, and this part of it, so it pushed that to the backside. And blamed it for all its troubles. Said that you're what causing all my troubles. You're causing this not being here, this not fitting in, this whatever it is. All the things the human feared. And I put on a facade in my daily life. Like I've talked before, I was a people pleaser. I was always pretending to be something I wasn't. I was always trying to get into focus, and even though I was really bad at it, but trying to stay in that focus, trying to force myself to be a standard human being. And every time this thing would come, but then at night when I go home, and I would secretly play with this part of myself. I'd go out into the dreamlands. I would go out and play, but I'd always say it's not real. It's a fantasy. It's made up. It's an illusion. It's entertainment purposes only. I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe in the airy-fairy. I don't believe in unicorns and dragons and ghosts and everything else like that. So that's how I was most of my life, until I was so fed up, I said, okay, I'll look at this. What is this enlightenment thing? What is this spirituality thing? What is this? Just because I was so rigid and unhappy in this, it felt so condensed, so confining, that it just wasn't happy anymore. These videos are really me going out and playing with this airy-fairiness. I just go out and I let go of the mental, I let go of the mind, I let go of all the logical things. I let go of inhibition. I let go of will the things I say hurt me? Will it cause other people to hurt me? All those things that the mental human had, because it's all things that had to come up, all things that have to be released, let go, so they can come back. So really, every time I go out into this zoned out, high kind of blissfulness, if you ever had that feeling, there's usually a crash afterwards. There's a coming back in. Because you're out in this airy-fairy, painless, innocent, exciting, dreamlike, timeless expanse, and then you have to come back into this, and it's still in its rigid, fear-based, all the belief systems surrounding it. It's so gravitationally being forced in. It's uncomfortable. That's why it feels like a crash. You go back here. That's usually how enlightenment's been goes for a little while. You go from here back to here, expansion, back to compression to expansion to compression to expansion, on and on, and it's quite annoying. Every time you think, I've changed my life, I now understand the universe, and you get pulled back down to earth, as they say. But at some point, you realize something. What that whole pendulum swing, whatever, this back and forth, this wave of energy back and forth was really doing. Because as you were breathing that in, as you were experiencing that, crashing back, experiencing expansion, crashing back, every time you're bringing a little bit more back with you. Every time you're bringing a tiny, tiny back more. And as it comes back in, it starts to rearrange the stubborn, fear-based human. It starts to loosen it up, and it just starts to commingle. It starts to communicate with each other a bit more, slowly. And you're having these highs. You're still going out there, but every time you're coming back in, you're bringing it back in with you. So at some point, you realize, you don't really have the crash anymore. The crash doesn't happen. Because you just realize, I was expansive, now I'm back to human, but the expansive's still here. And you just keep breathing that in, and it keeps coming back and back, till suddenly, you have what is called embodiment. Embodiment is when there is no more going out there and crashing back here. Because you realize, even when you come back into the body, you're still out there. And if when you're in the body, you can just open up and realize, out there is right here. And so there is no out there and there is no here. So no more crashing, no more hitting your head, no more. And that's the beauty of it. But you'll still at times have that expansional feeling, but there's no crash anymore. That's kind of the beauty of it. Crashing back to Earth, that ends at some point. Because you realize Earth is heaven, and heaven is Earth. And when you realize that, it's just when you have your enlightenment realization. At first, it's just a realization. Then you embody it. Then you take that in, and you take it in, and you live it. I can feel it right now. I crashed back into my body, and yet I'm still there. It was a beautiful expanse. I know if you watched the video I made 2 days ago, it's probably horrible. I haven't watched it, but the experience of it was fantastical to me. That's why I say these videos are for me. The gibbering human on the screen wasn't what I was experiencing. But that's still here right now. I can still feel, but I don't have the, they don't have that being just out there and the human just kind of trying to hold on to it. It's a beautiful experience. Not to crash back to Earth, but to find yourself in heaven. find yourself just, I guess some would call it nirvana. I know, to me, Nirvana is a band for the 90s. Probably that's why I don't use the word. But it's... Because there's not... The bliss is beautiful. The expansion is beautiful, but it is more beautiful. It is more sensual to have it in the physical, to have it in the linear. That experience is unique. Whew. Now, I know I'll still be, at times, get caught up in the mental. Because you can feel it. The mental is still there. It's still not fully integrated. Even in myself, I can feel there's integration to be had. Maybe it never ends. Maybe there's always new things to discover, new things to realize, new expansions to have. But all there is to do is breathe it in. I think the last video was called Breathe in the Bliss. But also you breathe in the human, the humanity, the physicalness. Because the bliss is great. I think so many people are seeking bliss. And it is beautiful. But so is the human. So is being human. It's a bit distracting at times, so... So breathe in the human as well. I think that's what I wanted to say, because I realized saying breathe in the bliss that's beautiful, but if you're not breathing in the human with the bliss, you're kind of missing half the story. You're missing half the experience. You're not having a full rounded human experience. I'm going to leave it there for today. So, as always, have a wonderful and a wondrous experience of your own. Not to crash back to Earth. That is the thing. I would say this is really my very first true experience of that. I've always had some crash, some where was suffering involved with coming back. Coming back into the body, there would always be some sort of suffering, and usually the higher the higher the bliss, higher the expansion, the bigger the suffering, because there's the comparisons. It's just the comparison isn't there anymore. There is no difference. There is no suffering in coming back into the body anymore. Because you never left it in the first place. It was just, you were just focused on the unfocused. To be focused and unfocused simultaneously, it's a little bit bewildering. To really truly experience, I felt into it before. I had little experiences of it, but I am lost for words at the moment. So yes, I should end this video. Take a few deep breaths for myself and just go and live and be. Nothing else to do. Maybe I'll go to work today. Y'all have a wondrous one.